Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is elemental surveying and we're still discussing about the chain surveying. Today let's briefly talk about the obstacles in chain surveying. So here we'll basically see various obstacles or things that can hinder the chain surveying to take place. Now, before seeing anything further on, let's see the types of obstacles. So let's see these kinds of obstacles or hindrances that can hinder the chaining survey. Now, the various types of them. The first one is the visual obstacle. The visual obstacle are the kinds of obstacle. These kind of visual obstacles are the obstacles that prevent an object, but the chain remains free. Meaning that these kind of obstacles are the ones that obstruct an object from clear measuring using the chain, but the chain it can be able to carry out the process. Take an example of a visual obstacle is the forest. So I take an example. This forest, uh, you can't simply take measurements by using a chain. So though it's not clearly visual to obtain the measurements, but uh, the chain is free to carry out the measurements, but it's difficult since it has these kinds of like irregular shape. So you can't simply just carry out the measurement due to this obstacle. The other kind of obstacle is the chain obstacle. The chain obstacle, this is the obstacle whereby the chain is obstructed, but visually it is free. Take an example when you're trying to carry out the chaining of the rivers and the ponds. So these levers and the posts, they're just visually there that you can carry out the chaining, but the chain it cannot carry out the measuring since that it is obstructed by the physicality of these features that you want to measure, the levers or the ponds. So that's the chain obstacles. And last but not least, the other type is the neither visual nor chain obstacle. Take an example, the buildings. Take an example, these buildings, example, the tall buildings, they are just neither obstructed from visuality or from the chaining, but they are just there as an obstacle. Now, the point just three of the common ways on how you can count, on how you can overcome these kinds of obstacles. The first one is by the rectangular method, also by the triangular method, and by using similar triangular methods. So in this session, I'll talk about simply this one, the rectangular method, that is commonly and that is easy to carry out just to overcome these kinds of obstacles. So here we are by constructing rectangles just to overcome the chaining obstacles. Take an example, maybe the chaining has reached a point A and it has encountered an obstacle. Take an example, this is kind of an obstacle that chaining has reached to a point that it cannot carry on further, as this maybe this physical feature which is here is just obstructing the measuring by the chain. Now to get to point B, that is the required point that you have to reach from point A. Just to get to point B, first you have to mark these points. You are talking about point A and B with the specific points marked. Then you set perpendiculars AC. Here are the perpendiculars. Perpendiculars are the ones that make up the 90 degrees, as you can see here. So AC, this is perpendicular AC, and the other perpendicular, that is BD. Just these perpendiculars, they should be high enough just to clear the obstacle, just to obtain a visual and a clear line that you can measure using the chain. Now join and measure the DC. The DC or the CD is just the distance that will be equal to the distance AB, overcoming the obstacle. Now this way just it allows the chaining to continue from B. So there is just to already overcome the obstacle, and you will have obtained the required measurements that you require for the surveying or for the chaining. So that's all I have for this session. We've seen what are the obstacles, we've seen types of them, we've seen there are three of them. there are visual obstacles and there are chain obstacles. Then there are neither those which are visual or chain. And then we've seen that we've enlisted 3 of the common ways or methods on how you can overcome these obstacles: triangular, rectangular, and the similar triangle. And we've discussed the common method, that is the using the rectangular method. So I hope that's all clear, and thank you.